Hello, Dave here, that foreign bloke in Udon Thani, Thailand. It is very, very hot. It's the end of March 2023. It's about 2.5 months since I put out my last video. So I thought I'd put a video out just to give you a bit of an update. I'm still not really feeling like getting back into it on any regular basis. I'm not really motivated, but I kind of want to, but I don't want to. So hopefully you'll understand that the videos will be as and when for the foreseeable. But I decided to put this one out. So basically what's happened since 15th of January? Well, that's the thing. I have been filming, so I'm going to release, obviously, and keep you updated as to what's happened over the time. So what you're about to see is not from now, but is from sort of January, February time. Guys, good morning. It's the day after I released my taking a break from YouTube video. And you may be wondering, why am I filming the day after I said I'm taking a break? Well, I'm taking a break from publishing and editing. So when you see this, I don't know when this actual clip will come out. I just wanted to say, wow, thanks a lot for all the comments, for all the support, for buying me a coffee, everything. Overwhelming. I'm really humbled by the love and support that the community has shown me, and I really do appreciate it, and it kind of motivates me to get back on track and get on with it again. Like I say, I need to take a break. The editing and the uploading and the kind of pressure of keeping to a schedule have been a bit of one of the reasons. So, but anyway, just wanted to say thanks. I'll keep filming, and when I feel like it, I will start uploading again. And some of the content may be older because I might have filmed something that was of interest. But thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, great. Slightly uneven, but this is my handiwork, trying to get the buffaloes. We just tie them up with string, and they're a bit of a pain in the butt when you want to let them loose or whatever, and it takes time to do it with string. So this is the more traditional way, just sticking an old tyre or an old piece of hose or whatever and using the bamboos like that. This sunflower is as tall as me, but I had to tie him up because it's so heavy. It's very thick stem, and it was just falling down, so I tried to give him a bit of support with a bamboo pole, but I couldn't get it to stand up properly, so I tied it a bit as well. Hopefully that'll help anyway. Sunflowers. Right, I was looking at aeration pumps or aeration devices the other day, and we've been talking about it for a little while, because every year it's the same thing. The pool starts to get a little bit iffy, the water. Now we do pump into the pool, but I was looking at these things and they seem to be rather expensive, and I thought about fountains, and they seem to be so the ones I could find, and I really don't want to be spending loads of money. And anyway, I came up with another idea for aerating now, which is I've made my own fountain, so I'll show you. Look at that. Now I'm going to do another one further down as well, I think, because I think this will work a lot better for aerating than just pumping the water straight into the pool. Anyway, it is what it is, but it works anyway. Right, okay, so I'm back on the solar hunt now. I never got the pump working over at Nha Dong Goi, and it's getting to that time where we need to get it fixed. So I'm just measuring. The sun is not all that high now, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I've just measured the the voltage out because I just ordered myself, or I just got delivered my new multimeter, and 43, a little over 43 volts DC from the panel. It is a 320 watt or 330 watt panel, so 43 volts DC coming down at the minute. The pump is a 24 volt pump. I think it works 24 to 48. The guy that I ordered it from the solar shop, he said this panel, that pump, don't need anything else in between, no charge controller or whatever. Now it just didn't work, so what will happen I don't know, but I know that the panel works, so that's the first step. Okay, so now I've added a charge controller and a power inverter, AC power inverter, and the charge controller is showing me 11.1 volts. It is getting a bit late, but I'm going to see how it works. I'm going to try to switch on that, and that is not doing anything at all. So I think that's too little, 11 volts too little. But we will have a play around. Yeah, I think it's a bit too low now, the sun, and the panel's in the wrong angle. I did lift up the panel by hand and I got it up to 11.4 volts, but it's not making this inverter work. So I'm not sure about that. I'll have another double check and see why that could be. But I'm probably going to have to leave this till tomorrow and do it in the middle of the day when the sun's nice and high, and it's a lot easier. But I'm really just testing it. But the panel works anyway, which is the main thing. Right, I plugged it on the inverter to the battery terminal instead of to the load terminal, and I've got some life. Doesn't seem to be giving me full whack, but I think it's a bit late in the day, but it's a promising sign. Right, I'm back on the making fountains job. I'm doing another one off our irrigation system, which we now pump all the time. So, well, we don't, not all the time, I mean, we don't use the gravity from the blue tanks on the water tower over there. We're going to take them down and move them to Nandongoi at some point, because that tower is looking a bit the worse for wear, and we don't need drip feed the trees and what have you now, because yeah, they're mature now, they don't need it. So it's 6 years this spring since we started doing the Bang Swan, so the trees are mature, yeah, the mangoes, coconuts and what have you. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing another one, I'll show you in a minute. Alright, I'm done with it. Let's see what happens when I turn the power on in the ant infested cupboard. There was a dead lizard in here yesterday, and the red ants basically butchered it into pieces and carried it away. So yeah, anyway, let's see what happens. We put the pump on, and over there I can see a fountain which would be aerating. So let's go and have a look closer. Right, this is where I connected into the pipe, and there's my little fountain. So yeah, that will help with the other one, and then I may do the other pump as well. The only problem is it's quite far out, and I don't know how the wind will affect it and current and stuff, but it's working anyway. Alright, good morning, Saturday morning, and the party started 7:30 in the morning, and yeah, they start early in Thailand. Beautiful day though. Right, I'm back on the fountain oxygenating thing. The reason why I'm doing this is I'll just show you here. We have quite a lot of dead fish suddenly, which there's some more over there too, which is a sign of bad water, oxygenating required. So I've got the first fountain that I made. I'm now redoing. The second one I did yesterday is fine. That's on now, pumping. I'm going to do that. I'm thinking about doing even this one to this pipe that just goes out there to be a fountain as well. It just pumps water into the pool and we pump every day. So that's a plan. Not sure at this stage. Okay, I had a bit of a problem with this one. I extended it and it wasn't quite straight. And if it's not straight, it's like a jet. It pushes it itself in one direction or the other, whichever direction is not straight. Now it's straight, so the water's shooting straight up in the air. If not a little bit towards the float, but that's fine because the float counteracts that. So that's good. I did another one here. Unfortunately, my float device is not right, so I need to redo that. But I'm pleased with that one anyway. In the end, I had to redo that as well, but it's you get there in the end. It's all right. So that's good. Okay, I've redone the other one now. Changed the flotation device. I used an actual water tank thing that we get our water in, not one of the old ones. I did use an old one first, but I realised that was no good because when I needed to take it up and I added a milk jug, but when I took it up it was already quite full of water. So I know these old ones, we used them at Ngā Dongoi and half of them were leaking all over the shop. Anyway, I've done it, I've switched the pump on. That one's a bit slower getting going, so come back to the house. I'm going to go up in a couple of minutes and check it out. Okay then, this one's still not good. Unfortunately it keeps sinking. I've redone this float once, twice, so I'm going to do a different idea, I think, which is like a big watering can kind of spraying the water out into the pool instead. Okay, wasn't really what I had in mind, but I've decided to just leave it like this for the time being. It's pumping water into the pool and the water is being kind of fountain, so I'm hoping that it will be a little bit more aerated, but it helps. It creates a disturbance as well in the surface of the water, which I think helps. And the other one's working just fine, and then the little one at the back there is working. It's not switched on at the minute, so yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. We're going to go over to Ngā Dongoi now and fetch bales of straw. Okay, we're over at Ngā Dongoi. Well, Ngā Dongoi is over there behind that tree. This is Giles Friend's farm, which is like almost opposite, but not quite. And this is where we've come to find some bales of straw. Blue sky. Might be wider than normal. I'll not be able to see out of any mirrors, but no worries. Alright, back in one piece. Just going to get this in there and then we are done with the straw. Alright, the straw bales are in. This is the buffalo's new eating area, by the way. Don't know if I showed you that or not, but straw bales are in and swept out the back of the pickup, so that's one more job done. I think we're going to get something to eat for lunch, but I want to go back to Na Dong Gai and pull up the solar pump. I want to test it. I don't know why it wasn't working. There's a lot of reasons possibly why it wouldn't be working, and the only way to do it is just to bring it back up here and test it on just in a tank of water that I can see whether it works without it being deep, and then judge from there what I'm going to do. Okay, I've made it down to Na Dong Gai. I've got my tools, and I'm going to go and try and get that pump lifted and take it back to the farm and test it out, see what's going on with it. So that is the first thing on the agenda. I've got my sun hat that Greg gave me and a can of chain dried. When I was doing this pump last year, there was so many ants around the well there, so it was a bit of a nasty experience, so thought I'd bring this just in case. Anyway, it's looking very dry here, so we really do need to get water pumping and start irrigating. Dry, dry, dry. Further up there's a lot of trees that seem to be brown and dead, but they're not looking too bad down here, so, but they do need water. Starting to be a bit wilty. Anyway, here is the scene of the crime. Right, I've cleared all the overgrowth. It's a bit sharp and a bit itchy, but that's done. So first thing, I'm going to lift up this a little bit and I'm going to cut off the blue pipe going down so that I can take the metal wellhead off and just have the pipe. I'm going to cut the cable, the electrical cable, and I'm going to take this box with me. I think I didn't bring screwdrivers and stuff, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, first things first, I'm going to get this pump up, and it is about 25 meters down, if I recall. Right, okay, I've sawn that off. Oh, I just need to pull up this, and I might have to saw it off, or I might be able to get it all the way up. It's just the pipe now, there's nothing else, so it'll bend like yeah, let's see. Okay, there goes the snake, and here's the pump. So I'm going to saw off about there somewhere, so I've got a bit of a length. I don't know why there's so much wire down in the well. That probably wasn't helping matters, although I think that's just gathering because I didn't pull the wire up. I was just pulling up the rope and the pipe. Anyway, yeah, that's why it's there. It's not, that wasn't the problem. Anyway, I'm going to saw that off, but I got the pump up, so that's good. I will put the cover back on once I'm done, so try and keep the wildlife out, and we'll get this home and connect it up to the panel and see what we find out. Okay, so that was a lot easier than I expected it to be to get that up. So I've left everything on the side of the lane there, just it's the nearest point to the lane, or the nearest point to the well, so I didn't have to carry everything all the way down here to the car. So I'm going to go and pick all the stuff up on the way up and back to Ban Suan and set about testing it. At least the sky is blue and the sun is out, so I've still got time to do that. Okay, so the pump is in this here water butt, and then I've just connected it up exactly as it was at Na Dong Gai. I took this post with the box with me. The only difference is the cable's a lot shorter. I joined the cable together with a couple of way goes, but it's connected exactly as it was at Na Dong Gai. So I'm going to flick the switch see what happens. If nothing happens, I've now got my multimeter, which I never had before, so let's give it a whirl. Flick. Okay, I can hear something happening, but I don't hear. The pump is whirring. That's very interesting. The pump is doing something. But it's not pumping water out. Why would that be? Not sure. Okay, show you quickly. I've taken it apart. I know what the problem is. Whether it will stay working or not is another matter. Basically, I could see the top of that here, in that hole, and it wouldn't turn, and it wasn't turning when the power was on. So I unscrewed these screws and took the cap off here, and when I pulled this out, this piece came out with it, but it had a thread on the bottom, a backward thread like a fan. So that obviously is the thing that goes around the impeller that goes around and makes water come out. So I screwed it in backwards. I don't know how well it needs to be screwed in. And now I need to put this back on. This piece, it's got the rubber there, and it should shoot the water up through there. So we'll see if it works or not. I don't know where I'm going to put the solar panel now because the sun is just about going behind those bamboos and it's casting a lot of shadows, but I really want to get this working. Okay, I've still got a little bit of sun just about between the trees and whatever here. So I'll connect it back up. Let's give it a whirl. It's over there. Still no water, but it is, you can hear it whirring. So we're getting somewhere, I think, but I don't know. Right, turn it off. Taking it apart again. This thing had come loose again, but as you can see, when I power it, it goes round. So that needs not to come loose. I need to find the reason why that comes loose. It sits very tight in that black thing there, which I think it's not meant to do, so I'm not sure why, but I may have to be calling it a day and looking on YouTube, and by that time the light will have faded, but I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. Right, I hadn't looked at YouTube, but I decided to take this part apart because the screwy thing seems to sit fast inside this rubber, and I was thinking maybe the rubbery thing should move. Anyway, it didn't move, it was completely seized up, but I unscrewed this, took it apart, and now this thing actually moves and goes round. So I think that might have been the cause of the problem. It seems a bit gritty in there, so whether it was that, I don't know, but we'll see. It might be the water in the further down in the well was too sandy. That's a problem. It is sandy soil there, sandy earth, and it could have got very sandy water, so could be the problem. Okay, that was slightly disappointing because I had a feeling I was just about got it working. I rushed to put it back together again just to test it, but unfortunately now we're in complete shade here. The sun is low anyway, and I don't think there will be many places where I would be able to find sunshine, so I'm just going to have to wait till tomorrow. Nothing else to do about it. Right, it's a new day. I'm going to get back on the solar pump thing. Not sure what I'm going to do even if I get it working, because I'm a bit unsure about the well now. But anyway, the sun is high in the sky, so I've got all day basically. I'm going to put the panel over there where there's lots and lots of sun, and yeah, as you can see from my shadow, we are good angle for the sun, Everything's connected. Let's see if this finally is the one. Well, it's doing something more than it was doing before, but it's still not pumping water, as you can see. Yeah, the annoying thing with this is I know what's wrong with it. I just don't seem to be able to get it to not be like that. It's really it's really frustrating. I might just have to give it up in the end and just buy a new pump. They're not expensive, these pumps, but you know, why buy another one? This one was brand new, never been used. So but it's too late for me to return it now after best part of a year, so well, 8 months or whatever. And they won't, you know, there's no customer service as such in Thailand anyway, so they wouldn't take it back. So I don't know.